Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Safiullah and you are watching Safi Academy. Many parents were requesting to make a tutorial on Etabs, how to design and analyze structures on Etabs. So today I will show you how to design and analyze structure on Etabs. We have plan of a structure of a 6-story building. As you can see, this is the plan of a structure. These are the lifts or elevators. This is the area where our head water tank is located, and there is also a water tank for fire fighting. Okay, so now let's start with Etab. So just open in Etab, then go to file, new model, or simply from here you can select new model. Okay, then press no. Now here you have to give the number of lines in x direction, number of lines in y direction. So let's see, have a side on the plan, number of lines in x direction. So here you can see how many lines we have in x direction. Actually we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And similarly in y direction we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in x direction we have 7 lines, y direction we have 5 lines. Change the units into kf feet as the distances there were given in feet. So spacing in x direction and spacing in y direction. In x direction we have spacing 25 feet between two grids. All the spacing are same, so just enter 25 feet in x direction. And y we have 20 feet between many grids, and just only in one grid we have 25. So enter 20 feet there, and later on we will change the one grid distance 25 there. So enter 20 feet. Okay, number of story, as I mentioned that we have to design 6-story building, so enter number of story. Forget about the height, we will change it later for every story. Then select the grid only and press OK. So now as you can see, we have defined the grids. This is the 3D and this is 2D. Okay, now let's edit the grid, as the distance between these two grids were 25 feet and we entered at 20. For this, go to edit grid, global. Okay, just modify. Now here click on the spacing. In ordinary system it is difficult. Units, change the units to kf feet. Now these are the distances between x ordinates, as you can see A, B, C, D. Here you can also see A, B, C, D. Grid name and IDs are mentioned, and these are the grid distances between y direction 1, 2, 3, 4 as here mentioned. So you can see that 1, 2, distance between 1 and 2 are 20, and 2 and 3 were 25. So this distance here is mentioned as 1 and the second one is 2. Just change the distance of 2 to 25 feet. Okay, you don't have to do anything else, just click OK and OK. Now as you can see, this grid is 25 and the remains are 20 in y direction. First of all, make sure that keep saving your file as you go further for safety reasons. So I will save it. Just press Ctrl S and give any name according to your desire. So I will give it for YouTube. Okay, save. Okay, now let's proceed. Now what you have to do next, you have to define materials. Okay, go to define material properties, concrete, just modify it, give it the name concrete. You have to define two types of concrete properties, 4000 FC prime and 3000. So I'll just name it concrete for FC prime 4000 60. Okay, and just change the modulus of elasticity. Check this out, 3606. Okay, you don't have to change anything else. Click OK. Now add new material, give it name concrete 3000, change the FC prime to 3, Fy to 40. Okay, and 3000 3212, I think. So enter it and press OK. Actually there is the formula for modulus of elasticity, which is 57,000 under the root FC prime. So I revised, it becomes 3122. So sorry, my mistake. Okay, remember the formula, it will help you. Now just click on OK. If you want, remove the other one. So it's by default, so it cannot be deleted. So let it. Just click OK. Now what you have to define more? Prime section. First of all, delete all the predefined sections. Just select all, press the shift key and downward key, and all the predefined sections will be selected. Okay, now delete property. Now here add rectangular section. Okay, first we are going to define the beam. So enter the name. For beam we use concrete 3000. Okay, depth of the beam we have given for the plane is 24 inches, but make sure your unit here is in keeps inch. If it is in keep feet, you have to give just 2 here, and width is 12 inch, 1 feet 2 inch. You have to set modifiers. Go to modifier cross sectional area. Shear, you have to get a torsional constant for beam. For beam we add 0.01, moments 0.35. Just click OK, and then you have to go to reinforcement. Here you can see design type, column, no, beam, top cover 2 inch, bottom cover 2 inch. Okay, now it's become the beam. Click OK. We define the beam. Let's delete this one. Add new rectangular section. Just name it column COLUMN. Okay, change the material to concrete 4000. Column cross section given here are 24, multiply by 24. Now we have a square column. Set modifier. For modifiers you just have to change the movements. For movement the modifier are 0.75 and 0.75. Reinforcement, column, rectangular, ties. Okay, that's it. You don't have to change the bar number. You change the bar numbers when you have to check a structure or you have to analyze. You are going to design, so reinforced to be designed must be checked. Okay, now also define a circular column. We also have few circular columns for aesthetic looks in the structure. So give it circular CO circular CLMN. I will just write it. Diameter. We have diameter of circular column 24 inches. Material we are using is concrete 4000. Modifiers will be the same 0.75 and 0.75. Okay. Reinforcement column circular. For circular, actually you can design two types of circular column. One have ties and other have spiral. Spiral have double strength, circular and the ties have less strength. For heavy structures we use spiral, and for general and casual structures we use ties. So I will change it to spiral. Reinforcement to be designed. Okay. Now we defined three types of frame sections: beam, circular column and column. In frame section we just have to define columns and beams. Now go again to define wall, slab. First wall, modify, just name it slab, remove the one. For slab we use concrete 3000. Membrane, you are using the slab having thickness of 6 inches. Bending will be also become 6 inches. Type is shell. Modifier. For slab the modifiers are actually 0.25 bending. So just 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. Okay. You don't have to change anything else. Just okay. Now we have to define, add new slab. Okay. Call it raft, as we will need it for raft. Concrete 3000. Membrane, thickness of the raft is 24 inches. Okay, 24 inches. Plate, thick plate. Modifiers. Now the modifiers used for raft or the membrane 1, 1 and 1, 2 are 0.1. Just change it 0.1. Okay, you don't have to change third one, only 1, 1 and 2, 2. Okay. Okay. Now we have also defined the wall. Just wall, concrete 3000. Okay. We don't have anyway partitions wall, and our structure thickness must be given somewhere. Retaining wall 12 inches. Okay, 12, 12. Shell. Modifiers per wall, bending and membrane both are 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. Okay. Okay. Now we have to add new wall, shear wall. Concrete 4000. Membrane, thickness of the shear wall, designed shear wall 9 inches. Okay, 9 inches. It must be clicked as shell. Set modifier for the shear wall. Only you have to change the bending to 0.7 as similar like columns. 0.7, 0.7 and 0.7. Okay. Okay. remove the flank and deck. So you have to make it clear and concrete so it doesn't mingle with each other. Now what we have to design, we define material properties, frame section, wall deck section. Okay, now our next step is we have to make static load cases, and we have to define load cases. There are approximately 40 plus load cases which you have to define as per requirement, but the simple procedure is go to load combinations. Here you have to define load combination, but there is another option, add default design combo. The software will automatically add the combinations for your section and street. As we are designing concrete structure, so concrete frame design, select OK. Now as you can see, it will head define the cases for their self. It will head define load combination will head define. You can see here two combinations are defined by default. Now we have to add load cases. So just change the name to self dead modify live. OK. Actually I have to define all the loads used in the structure. Then here super dead add new load. Partition wall, okay, partition wall super dead, okay, add new. Other one is finish floor super dead, add new one. Other we have to add water load, okay, super dead, okay. Further we have to add earthquake load and x-axis. Change the repair to UBC 97. Okay. Bad load EDY. Sorry, my mistake. First, modify lateral loads. As you can see, earthquake load in X direction, you just have to select the X direction. Soil profile SD. SD is used for the most weak soil. Seismic zone or seismic zone for Pindi, Islamabad is 0.02. 0.035 is used for steel, as our structure is concrete structure, just 0.03. Top story, story 6, bottom story base. Okay. Our strength factor 8.5, and sometimes we also use 5.5. Just leave it, whatever you want to use. Click on OK. Now UBC Y quake load, UBC add new load. And you just have to modify Y direction. Other things are predefined. As you can see, just click OK and OK. Now you had defined everything required for the structure. Now we will go further, inshallah. What you have to do now, just from here select all stories, select the beam. From here you can select the beam. Here you can see circular column, etc. Select the beam, click here sorry. Control Z. We select the second option for beam. Okay, select beam here, click here and drag. As you can see, all the beam are applied. Now we don't require the beam at every section, so delete the extra beams. Go to the plan. We don't require beams here in this section. We don't require the beams. Okay, one thing more. Now when you drag in this direction, it only select those columns or elements which come in the box, but when you drag from this direction, whatever touches the line will be selected. As you can see, delete. Okay, similar from the other side, delete. Or we have to delete more this one and these two. So delete, just drag and press the delete key. Okay, now I think it's okay now. Okay, now go to the base. This line shows you in which story you are. Now this is the base. Delete all the beams from the base. Okay, my mistake. First you have to select the one story and you have to delete it, otherwise it will be deleted from the all story. Now what you just need, you have to add columns here. And release, from here select column. Okay, now where we have columns, we don't have column, we have column here also. Approximately we have column at every grid intersection, so just we have one circular column here, as you can see. So we will put like, and we have three circular columns here. So simply change only the column type to circular column. Okay, and you add circular column, and here are three circular column. Okay, we add columns as you can see in the 3D. Okay, just click here, go to this option, click extrusion here, also click object files. Okay, now as you can see, it defined columns and beam. But now what you are seeing, that we had defined columns only in one story. The reason is when we were defined the columns, we selected the option of one story. So now we have to remove it. First we have to select the option of all stories. Then after then we have to apply columns. Select all stories, columns, circular column. Okay, put a column here and there, and change it to rectangular columns here. Okay, now you can see the columns here in every story. Okay, now what we have to do next, let's see. Now as you can see in the plan, there are curves, two curves in the roof and also in other slabs. So we have to design it also. Here you can see the degree as 90. If we will provide a beam at 15 degree or grade line at 15 degree, then it will become 7 lines, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7, and the distance between the radius of every grade is 25 feet, and only two grade will be defined for each radius, one here and one here, similar for each. So let's see how to design it. Go to edit grid, here add new system. Okay, click cylindrical, name it 1. Now number of grid lines. Okay, number of grid lines, we have to add what? Number of grid lines. Along radius we have to 2 grids only, and along theta we have 7 lines. As I shown to you, we have 2 grids and how many lines? 7 lines. Okay, this is what along grid. In grid spacing, along radius we have 25 feet. So enter 25 feet. You must have to enter feet as or unit as an inch. Enter, it will automatically convert into inches. And theta 15 degree. Okay, grid levels. Okay, edit grid. Now as you can see, it is showing the grid here. So change all these from left to right by double clicking on the left. Okay, and go to look at system origin. Now here we have to look at our system, there where it will be located. So again go to the plan. First we have to define this one or either this one, whatever you want to define first. You have to add new system for each one. So for this one, in x direction from 0 0 we have the x coordinate 25 25 25 25. So it become 100 feet, and from bottom 20 and 25 45. So in x we have to enter 100 feet as you can see, and from bottom from here to here you have to enter 45. X 100 feet, y 45 feet, rotation 0 degree. In rotation we have to enter the degree. Now from it start from 270 degree. Yes, enter 270. Okay, as you can see, our one grid system had been defined. Similarly, we have to define new grid system for this one too. So similar procedure, go to edit grid system, edit grid, add new system, cylindrical, radius now 2 7, 25 feet along theta 15 degree method grid from left to right. Now let's see from X distance is 50 feet and from Y 45 feet. And the rotation will become, it will start from 180 degree. Okay. And okay. And okay. Now as you can see, the grid has been defined. So save the project by Control S. Now add beams. Select beam and remember select this option. Click here, 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 here. And press escape again. Then again. Similarly, also add beams on the next grids. Okay. For time saving, I added to the both. Now click box. Okay. Now here you can see beams are defined. Now come to the base. Okay. Remove the beams from here. Okay, my mistake, sorry. Go to select, deselect. First select one story. So only deleted from the base. So there are no beams at the base. Okay, delete it and save your project. Okay. Now what we have to do next, go to the story number 6, top story, roof, and add slab to it. For slab you have these three options. Select this one if you want to put a slab or on the whole structure, but we will add slab and portion so that we can add loads on it separately, as we have two overhead water tanks. So select this one option and from here change from roof to slab. Okay, just by clicking. Sorry, my mistake. Escape, Control Z. Select this option, slab. Okay. Now as you are seeing in the 3D, the slabs are adding, but remember, add on only one story. Okay. Now press escape. Okay. For the curve, click on draw area, click on any one corner, click, escape. Similarly for the other curve, escape. Slab is added, as you can see in the 3D, and also you can see here in the 2D. Just click there, fill objects, okay. Slab is being added. Okay. So in the plan we have 4 feet shed, as you can see in the plan. We will have to add 4 feet shed, but remember one thing, there is no shed in the first story. So what we have to do before adding shed, replicate the slab to first story. How will you replicate it? Just look and learn. Select the slab by clicking one by one. As you can see, it's difficult to select all, so just clear selection, go to select rival slab, okay. You can see all the slabs are selected. Now go to edit. Here you can see an option replicate. Where is the option of replicate? Here, click on replicate, go to story 1, click on story 1, okay. Now as you can see, your slab is being replicated to story 1. Let's see the plan also. You can see you got slab on story 1 also. So what you need to do next, you have to provide the shed. How will you provide the shed? It's just a bit lengthy process. First look to the plan. We have shed here, here, and also we have shed here, which is not mentioned, but inshallah we will provide it. So we don't have shed only over here on the back. So let's go for it. Select, edit. First make a little changes. Change our units to give fit. Edit. Here you can see an option of move points. Enter -4. Okay. Here a 4 feet shed has been provided. Then don't select the slab, as I made the mistake. Just only select the points, corner points. Select this one and this one. Then edit, go for move and +4. Okay, and you can see you got a shed here. Similarly, again select the slab, go to edit, move. Now you have to provide a 4 feet shed on the y direction. Okay. Similarly, select the exterior edges, edit, move and -4 and downward direction. Now as you can see, you got shed here, but now there is a mistake. You will not be able to select this edge. The column will be selected instead of the edge. So what you should have to do, just undo, select the edges and go to edit, move. Instead of going to -4, enter -8 and enter. You will get 4-inch shed downward too, and also it's a bit easier. Similarly do for all. Okay, for time saving I will do it myself. Okay, now as you can see, I provided the shade Now what you have to do for curve section, just click on it, go to edit, similarly move, but now you have to move it in two direction. X, just put -4, and Y also put -4 and press OK. Now you can see what happened. You got a 4-foot shed here. Now what you have to do, select these 2 points, okay, go to edit, move 0 and +4. Okay, you got one side extension. Similarly, select these two sides, go to edit, move and +4 and 0. Okay, now you got a shed on the curve here. Similarly do for the other side. Select the area, edit, move 4 and -4. You just have to use your mind a little bit over here in these things. Not only in these things, but to be honest, you have to use your mind in everything in engineering. So what you have to do now, 0 and +4. Actually there is no light, so I am getting a better problem in seeing the keyboard. Select these 2 points, edit, move -4 and 0. Okay, now you see you got a problem here. Now let's undo it by pressing Ctrl Z and see why we got the problem. Maybe the point we selected here was this one, edit, move. Okay, now it's okay. This point was selected, so that's why we got the problem. Now replicate the extended slab or slab with the shed to other portions which you have to apply the shed. Means except the first story, replicate a slab to other story. But now here what you have to do, you must have to select slab manually. If you will select the slab from the select option, the non-extended slab or the slab without the shade of first story will also be selected. So select it like this, go to edit, replicate, story 5, 4, 3, 2 and just click OK. And here you can see you got this slab on the other stories. Extrusion, OK, and here you can see what we have to do now. We have to provide raft at the base. Okay, so for that go to the base. This is our base and click change the slab option to raft. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select all the fronts on the curve, so you got a circular. Select arrived over there. Oh shit, didn't provide raft over here, but it's okay. Provide it separately just by clicking yes and yes. Okay. Now as you can see one thing, here the line is black and here in between the line is white, which shows that here the slab is continuous and here slab is non-continuous. The slab is provided separately. So to distinguish between the continuous slab or the slab provided at once and separate, they made a distinction. Now this is your raft, the first story, second, third, fourth, fifth and the roof. Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to provide shear wall at the base. So when you have to provide shear wall over here at the base, go to the first story. Okay. For wall you have to select these two options. Select the first one. From here already the shear wall is selected, so click on it. First I will move this here so you can see. Oh, my mistake, it is selected here. Again click on the plan. Just by clicking, as you can see, you are getting the shear wall over there in the 3D plan and also in the 2D. You got a shear wall at the base that you can see. Okay, now save it, control. Now what we need to do next, we have to provide the lift or elevators. So we will require another grid lines for defining these. So let's see to that. We will have to require a line over here and two lines over here. By putting the columns or points here, 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 here. So in Etabs we cannot put point on any place without grids. So I will show you how to define grid for it. First calculate the distance. So 20, 45, 65 and 8 foot. 68 foot, and from this side 50 and 50 plus 25, 75 minus 6 foot, 69. Okay, 69. Now go to Etab. Okay, and go to edit grid, global, modify. For first grid we required on x-axis was 69, so we have to add a grid just before D. Okay, just click on D, go to edit, insert row. Here give name, for example I will give it D.5, distance 69, primary top. Okay, and another we will require 81, so just before E 100, edit, insert row. I will give name E.5. Okay, 81 primary. Okay, and and the x-axis we required a grade here 25, 75 minus 6, 69, 69 just before 85. Okay, insert row 4.5, 69. Okay, now you can see here bubble bottom, change it to left and click OK. Okay, now you can see we got grids in our system. Okay, here we have to provide elevators or lifts. Distance is 25, 26 foot and 8 foot. So first go to the roof, base roof. We don't have to provide the opening on the roof, but we have to provide shear walls on the 5th story. So when we provide shear wall for shear wall on the bottom story, we have to select the slab of the top story. That's why I selected the roof wall, shear wall. Okay, zoom it. Okay, we got shear wall. Now similarly on the 2nd story. Similarly on the next story. And that's all. We don't have to provide on the 1st story because it will then turn on the base. Now what we need, we also had to is our elevator or lift will start from the 1st story, from the 1st story. So for going upward there should be no slab, then otherwise how it will move and act. So we should have to remove the slab from the top. So for that, just go select. We made a mistake here. Okay, let's see how to handle it. Now, which story? Story 2nd. Okay. Delete the slab from here. Okay. Similarly, do it for the third story. Delete the slab also from here. Similarly, do it for the fourth story and also for the fifth story. Okay. Now let's zoom it. Select the slab from here. Change the raft to slab. You can see I got a slab over here. Opening stream mat. Do it for the other stories. Okay, that's the last one, so that's why I resumed the video. Now zoom it out. You can see we got an opening in the second story, third, fourth, fifth, and not in the roof. Don't make a mistake, okay? You will provide an opening in the roof, then water will come in, and what will happen? The design will be bad. You don't have to pass the elevator or lift from the roof. So now what you have to do? You have to put an opening mark on this place. Let's see how. Click create area, where you will see an opening option. Just click on it, put it here. Similarly to for other. Now you are going to see the openings. Okay, you got opening in the three stories, sorry, in the fourth story. Okay, escape, zoom out. Now let's see. You can see what we got. Okay, as you can see, the elevator shear walls, and starting from first story to the roof. I think now it's clear. Okay, that's first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. We provided an elevator here. Now only just one thing is remaining, that is we have to apply loads over the slabs and then we have to analyze and design. But I think that's all for today. Inshallah, in the next tutorial I will resume the same design and will show you how to add loads to the slabs and how to analyze and design. Okay, thank you for watching the video. Allah Hafiz. Okay, Allah Hafiz again.